Hello. Today is Saturday, August 31st. Happy birthday to my son. 2024. And since we are 2/3 of the way through the year now, I thought I'd go back and take a look at the portfolios that we're going to track this year as part of our Don't Trade Fade series. And we basically put together 4 portfolios. And in fairness, we put together 5. One, we were trying to track Dan Nathan stuff, but we lost track of that because he's doing all kinds of option stuff, and it's hard to get the exact day that he did it. It's hard to get the exact price that he did it, so the accuracy was a little bit off. Suffice it to say, the guy's made some horrible trades this year. He has had a couple winners, but anyway. So the 4 portfolios we're tracking are one, what we call an alpha, which we just took like the first 30 stocks. Alphabetically in the S&P 500. We did another one, which we call random, which, we just asked ChatGPT to give us 30 stocks. We have the Barron's portfolio, which are the 30 stocks that were recommended at the beginning of the year in the Barron's roundtable, who are the biggest experts apparently in stock picking. And then we did this, CNBC portfolio, which, at the end of every year, they do their picks. And I took what I thought were the most consensus ones going in, the ones that showed up the most, and we tracked those. So let's see how everybody did. This was the alpha portfolio, first 30 stocks in the S&P 500 alphabetically. So it has underperformed by about 10.5%. It's never really outperformed since the very beginning. So that's that one. No big surprise there. It's a pretty random thing to do. Speaking of random, this was the ChatGPT portfolio, which is underperformed by about 2.67%. And this has been the best one. ChatGPT beats everybody except the S&P 500, but there have been times actually where it was ahead of the S&P 500. So this one by far is the best portfolio. Strong to ChatGPT, give me the best 30 stocks to buy this year. The worst, by far, is the Barron's experts. These guys have underperformed the S&P by 12.5% this year. Never came really close to outperforming. And for the most part, these people are going to be value investors, you would think, because they're, very highly educated stock pickers, and they like to buy value and buy cheap and all that. And that has just not worked very well, as it turns out. This portfolio was actually flat on the year in August, and then obviously rebounded recently with everything else, but still the worst portfolio by quite a long shot in this whole thing. And then we have the CNBC portfolio. And that's underperformed by 8% on the year. Again, never outperformed the market. And it's not been very good. So clearly, the conclusion continues to be trying to beat the market, by picking stocks, by trading instead of fading, has not been very successful across a whole bunch of ways to do this. And funny enough, the best one was ChatGPT, right? And the worst were Barron's, which are the experts of the experts, right? So take that as you will. But, if you had gotten long the S&P 500 and shorted all of the Barron's portfolio, okay, these are the stock picks by some of the best known stock picking names in the world, you'd be up 12.5% on the year and never took any pain. This is just, if you charted the difference between these two, it's really just bottom left and top right. So you took no theoretical market risk because you're equally weighted long short here. And you've made 12.5%, which is less than the S&P return of 19%, but your drawdowns on this would have been a lot less too. And your risk clearly is a ton less because you've essentially taken no market risk, right? And you've made 2/3 of the S&P 500 gains. without taking really any directional risk at all. So pretty amazing. I think pretty interesting. And that's really it. Just thought I'd follow up on that, given that we're 2/3 through the year. All right. So that's about it. Please like the video if you like it. Questions, comments, always welcome. Check us out on crowdedmarketreport.com. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on our free Substack stuff. And I hope everybody had a good week, a good month, and I hope we continue to have a good year going forward. All right. Thank you, and we will talk again soon.